She was just a tough, gritty kid. And the awesome thing about that, she was a great player for sure. But what I thought really separated her and made her special was that she made the other people around her better. You know, she was a kid who didn't she didn't take much from anyone. And I love that about her. And when her teammates really weren't pulling their weight, she let them know. And she raised the bar for everyone else to be great around her. And so for as good a player as she was, I thought her impact was really felt on the people around her. And the fact that that team went on to winning the OVC and making the NCAA tournament the very next year, I don't know if that happens if not for Champ and really the mark she left on that team.
Stephanie Champine's arrival in Clarksville coincided with the beginning of the most successful three-season stretch in Austin Peay volleyball history. In her 2 seasons, Austin Peay posted back-to-back 22-win campaigns for the first time in nearly 20 years.
She was a senior when I was a sophomore. So we kind of had a special bond there. It was just kind of always like I looked up to her because she was a senior and she was an upperclassman. So I kind of felt like one of these special chosen ones whenever Champ would be like, come on, let's, hang out outside of the volleyball court, things like that. But I mean, Champ always had like a very playful side to her, and I don't think a lot of people knew that, and they knew of her as an intimidating person. Just on the volleyball court, you see her as very eyes on the prize, but I kind of knew her behind the scenes a little bit, and that kind of helped me develop a relationship with her outside of volleyball.
People like to think that the most talented, the greatest players are just sort of born that way. And my favorite memory, it just will always stick with me, is we were repainting the lockers in the locker room one day. And she was in there painting her locker, and she was honestly horrible at it. And just watching how hard she kept trying and she wouldn't give up. People tried to take the paintbrush from her and she wouldn't let them do it. I saw then, just how important it was for her to get things right and how determined she was. There I could see the little girl that developed into a great player. I don't think she was born a great volleyball player. I think she worked really hard at it. I think it was difficult. I don't think it was easy. And that moment to me told me why she was great.
For her career, Champine posted 893 kills and is one of only 5 APSU players with back-to-back 400-kill seasons. Her on-court determination and will to win helped shape the program during her time in Clarksville.
Well, what made Champ special is our sport has moved into an era of specialization. And you have the kid who can hit, you have the kid who can't hit, who plays in the back row. There are very few players who are good at everything. And Champ was a really good attacker. I mean, she was probably 20-plus kills almost every night that we played. And opponents knew that about her. They tried to stop her. They couldn't stop her. Everyone knew that she was going to get the ball. It made my job as a coach very easy because it was just kind of a no-brainer. I think you should give her the ball. But what made her special, in addition to her attacking, she was a great passer. She was an anchor in our serve receive. She was also a great defender. And so she was someone who, in baseball they talk about the 5-tool players. She was someone who could play the whole game.